Gareth used to prefer funerals to weddings. He said it was easier to get enthusiastic about a ceremony one eventually had an outside chance of being involved in. In order to prepare this speech, I rang a few people to get a general idea of how Gareth was regarded by those who met him. Fat seemed to be a term most commonly used. Terribly rude also rang a few bells. So, very fat and very rude seems to be a stranger's viewpoint. But some of you were kind enough to ring me and let me know that you loved him, which I know he would have been thrilled to hear. You remember his fabulous hospitality and his strange experimental cooking. The recipe for duck a la banana fortunately goes with him to his grave. But also you remember his enormous capacity for joy. When joyful for highly vocal drunkenness. But I hope joyful is how you'll remember him. Not stuck in a box in a church. Pick your favourite of his waistcoats, remember him that way. The most replete, splendid, big-hearted, weak-hearted as it turned out, and jolly bugger most of us ever met. As for me, you may ask how I will remember him, what I thought of him. Unfortunately, I don't have words. Perhaps you'll forgive me if I turn away from my own emotions to the words of another splendid bugger. W.H. Auden. This is actually what I wanted to say. Stop all the clocks. Cut off the telephone. Prevent the dog from barking with a juicy bone. Silence the piano and with muffled drum, bring out the coffin. Let the mourners come. Let the aeroplanes circle, moaning overhead, scribbling the message in the sky. He is dead. Put crepe bows around the necks of public doves. Let traffic policemen wear black cotton gloves. He was my north, my south, my east and west. My working week and my Sunday rest. It was my noon, my talk, my midnight, my song. I thought our love would last forever. I was wrong. The stars are not wanted now. Put out every one. Pour away the ocean and sweep up the wood, for nothing now can ever come to any good. A memory. Any memory? First one that comes to mind, okay. Yeah, I got one. It was a couple of years ago now. I was meeting some friends in the park. You know, we were hanging out, catching up, that sort of thing. When I saw her walking over to me. And bearing in mind, I'd been in love with this girl ever since I first laid eyes on her when we were in college. I mean, we had a few classes together. You know, helped each other on a few projects, that sort of thing. But now she's walking straight at me. She's staring me right in the eyes. I couldn't control myself. My heart was racing, my palms were sweaty. She looked as nervous as I felt. She asked me if I wanted to go out for a drink with her. God, I must have looked so stupid. The only words I could muster were, okay. So I went and got a new haircut, got some new clothes, some new aftershave. I was even early. I'm never early. So I waited. And I waited. She didn't turn up. I'm not sure if it was some form of sick joke, but I started getting messages from other people saying, "Oh, she turned up yet?" I don't know, but it just hurt. It hurt. So I decided just to have a few drinks. I tried calling her. No answer. I texted her, no reply. I admit I was angry and I was upset. So I had a couple more. When I left, I got into my car. Now the bar was just down the road from my house. I was driving, I was going to leave it there, but the way I was feeling, I didn't care. I must have been meters from my drive. And all of a sudden there was this crack and a thud. I'd hit the little girl from next door. The next thing I remember, I'm screaming for help and ringing for the ambulance. She was pronounced dead at the scene. And I will never, ever forgive myself. I took a life. I took her life. Took her away from her friends, from her family. But I guess that's why I'm here, isn't it? Punishment for something that I can never change. I can't do this anymore. I want to go back to my cell.